dollars approximately. With this budget in place, all tax rates will remain the same. We're happy to announce that the Director General did a lot of work in trying to keep everything stable. Our tax rate is $1.40 per $100 of evaluation, and that is not changing from last year. The water, sewers, and garbage tax will remain the same as well. Garbage is set at $106 per residence, water at $113 per residence, and sewers at $90 per residence. It is important to note, though, that we have no control over the evaluation of your property, and if the evaluation of your property should go up, your taxes will go up a little bit as well. However, the evaluation of your property could go down as well, so then in that event, your taxes would go down. But the tax rate per se will remain the same for 2003. So we figured that was good news, and we're hoping that we'll be able to carry on with that trend. Following the budget meeting, we had our regular meeting. During our regular meeting, there was questions that were brought up in the room. The first question was in reference to the snow removal on the old Highway 46. Some residents are living there year-round, and we're requesting that the snow removal be done on a regular basis. It is not the town's mandate to proceed with those works, with that type of snow removal. However, we do realize that there is a demand for that, and we're looking at trying to find a solution with the snow removal in the wintertime. This year, I don't think we'll be able to do much, but we're trying to find solutions in order to encourage people to build out there, to visit their cottages during the winter months, and so on and so forth. If you guys have any suggestions on what could be done in order to help us with that type of work or with that type of scenario, feel free to call the town and or just drop them a line with any recommendations that you will have, and we will definitely look at them and try to come up with a solution to please everybody. Second question that was brought up this evening at the meeting was by a citizen that was a little bit concerned with the gas leak that occurred on November 19th. Questions were brought up as to how the town reacted and responded to it. It's important to note that within 15 minutes of the alarm, the people or most of the people working for the town were in place at the office doing their steps that they have to follow for any type of disaster that's going on. All in all, we were informed by the personnel of the plant that the procedures that were followed and the work that was completed were very well done, and it was well controlled. We noticed that they did send a lot of people into town to take different measurements of gas readings all over the place, and even though there was a potential danger, it was very well handled and kept. We're looking at trying to find new ways to communicate with the people in the event that something like that should happen again. That was pretty well it with the questions that were brought up to council. From there, the regular meeting went on. We're looking at establishing the outdoor rink again in the Latang sector. Every year there's a rink that's put up for people to go and ice skate or hockey or play hockey or whatever on that rink, and that piece of equipment is always erected with the help of a grant from the government. There's programs out there that enable us to hire a person, which costs us nothing. It's done through the Labour Board of Canada or the Unemployment Board of Canada, and we're requesting for a grant in order to have that potential employee come and work for us for the town, and to manage and to upkeep the ice surface in Latang. What else went on at the meeting? The zoning bylaws. There was a zoning bylaw that was passed I'm sure most people are aware that the Garderie Canal Pruneau will be moving to the old Richelieu supermarket, and in order to do so, they had to modify the zoning there. The zoning at the time was strictly commercial, and now they're going to change it in order to allow them to have the type of business of a daycare center in that area. The other thing that was brought up is a reminder to all the population of Temiscaming that there is a bylaw that is being enforced and that is in effect with pets. It's important that people realize that you have to control your pets, you have to keep them in your yards, and that there are legislation that has to be followed. Pit bulls and Rottweilers and Doberman Pinschers are not allowed, or any dogs that have their traits that would be familiarized with that type of a dog. Reason being is just for the well-being of your neighbors, to keep them at ease, to keep them comfortable in their area. The other thing is, you're not supposed to have more than 2 dogs per household or 2 cats per household. This is a bylaw that is in place and is going to be, and it has been in place for a long time, and it's going to be enforced. The Thorn Town Council in Ontario, just across the bridge, every year we have a contract with them to provide them with fire protection. In the past, it was just a minimal fee that we would charge them in order to provide them with fire protection. This year, what we've done is we've done a calculation to see what it costs the town, and on a pro rata basis, and we've used a little formula in order to sort of equilibrate the cost that we transfer to Thorn. It's been accepted, and they're signing a new contract with us in the sum of $3,800 or $3,863 for 1 year's fire protection coverage from our fire department in Temiscaming. And the way that works is that's a flat fee, and then if a fire should occur in their area, they pay an hourly fee to cover the expenses of the equipment and the personnel that go on site. However, the people's primary role of responsibility is to protect the residents of Temiscaming, and the primary equipment would stay in Temiscaming, but they would have the secondary equipment, which would be a smaller team of men in the event that there's 2 fires going on at the same time. I don't think it's ever happened in the history of the fire brigade. However, that's how it works, and that's how it always has. Then we went through our finances, and the bills for the month of November amounted to $723,000, which is an unusually large sum, but the reason for that is the renovations that were done on Paul E. Benoit Street and Elm Street. We paid a portion of the total bill, and that came up to $460,000. That included both engineering costs and the actual cost of performing some of the work. The bill is not paid in full. We withhold a certain portion in order to make sure that the project was completed to our satisfaction. Because the project was finished at a late time in the fall, there's no way that we could evaluate that, so we are withholding an undisclosed amount of money in order to cover any unforeseen problems that may occur during the winter months, and then come the spring we'll be able to reevaluate and see if we're satisfied with the work that was done, and if everything's okay, we release the amount of money that we are withholding. We are also requesting a grant from the provincial government to revitalize the downtown area, to upgrade our downtown core. The grant that is available out there is with the Rue Principal. That's the committee or the organization that is managing these type of activities. Our grant that we're requesting is $222,500, and we're hoping that the that the government will come up with that money. And the goal of this is to reactivate or to revitalize the business community of Temiscaming. We've also brought up the fact that our insurances are due for the year 2003, and that's a very disappointing fact because in 2001 the town of Temiscaming paid insurances to a sum of approximately $23,000. 2002 that rose to about $62,000, and for 2003 our lowest bid was roughly $88,000. This is all due to the tragedy of September 11th, 2001. What happens with this is we've tried many different alternatives in order to bring down our cost of insurance. We went out on our own to get quotes. We went out as a group with a whole bunch of other municipalities and try to get a consortium going in order to bring the numbers down with volume, and it just isn't working. A lot of the insurance companies are not taking on new clients. Even some of them would like to get rid of some of their old clients, so it's hard to find insurance. In the meantime, it's hitting us right in the wallet. So for the year 2003, our insurance is 4 times higher than it was in 2001. A couple of budgets were brought forward as well. The Transport Adapté have brought forward their budget, and the town subsidizes them to a percentage. For the year 2003, that percentage will be about 20%, which represents roughly $10,000. And that's that small bus that we see driving around town that picks up people that have handicaps or that have difficulty getting to and from different areas in town from their homes. It's a service that's offered through the Quebec government as well as the municipal government. The OMS has presented their budget. Their deficit is roughly $100,000, and the town of Temiscaming always assumes the responsibility of 10%, which works up to about $11,000. And what happens with that is they pay property tax, and it sort of balances out what we pay in their deficit. We gain back in taxes from them, so it's in one hand out the other. But then it allows us to offer the population of Temiscaming a service of staying where the roots are originally from. The other point that we talked about is we're hiring a new recreation director. His name is Serge Lacroix. He officially started, I believe it was December 4th or 5th. We welcome him to the town. He's already set up. He's living in town. He will be replacing Pascal Pelletier, who will be leaving us, I believe, on the 20th or 21st of December. Serge is a young man that's just out of school. He's got some experience with law enforcement, and I think he'll have a lot of good ideas and a lot of vinegar to bring to the town with the recreation department. The town is hoping to develop a housing project or a program again next year. We're inviting the people to familiarize themselves with the fact that last year we've developed 10 pieces of property, of which 7 were sold, on which I think 5 of them are already have homes that have been erected on them. So because it was a success, we're hoping to do the same thing again next year. It's been brought to our attention that the recyclers that pick up our green bins in town are having some difficulty with the number of rejects that they have in those bins. By rejects, what happens is they have a criteria that they require for the recycled materials entering those bins have to follow. For instance, the plastics have to be coated between 1 and 7. Most clear plastic bottles have code 1 or 2, but some people are not taking the labels off of them or whatever, and even though it's tedious, if that label's not off, that item is rejected, and then we have to pay for it because it's going to a landfill site or a garbage site, so it more or less defeats the purpose. Presently, they're not accepting glass or cloth, and it's unfortunate because a lot of people are throwing in their glass and stuff like that. But because it's not being accepted, it's being rejected, and therefore it's costing us further money. We're looking at trying to better the recycling system. The other thing that happens a lot is people don't clean their cans. The cans will be thrown out to the recycling in a dirty manner, and they can't be dirty, they should be rinsed in order to get any residue or debris off of them and then recycled. We also invite the people to be more participative into this, so we expect that there's probably 20 or 25% of the people that are participating into the recycling program, and we'd really like to see that number increase in order to become more cost saving for us for our municipal dump. Like to remind everybody that there's a Christmas parade on Saturday, December 14th. It'll begin at, I believe it's 5 o'clock. It'll start in the Latang sector at Petro-Canada, and it'll be coming down all the way to the rec center. The Richelieu puts this on every year. They do a tremendous job, and every year I think the parade gets longer and longer and more popular. So we wish them luck, and just want to remind people that on Saturday evening, look out your window and you'll see the parade. The other thing that we'd like to inform the population is this year the town has put into effect a program or some sort of an encouraging aspect. Is what they want to do is a contest there, that's the word I was looking for. We have a contest going for homes that are decorated Christmas with Christmas lights and Christmas decorations on the outside. We're of course proud of the season, and we'd like to see people decorate their homes in a festive manner so that it shows that the spirit of Christmas is alive and well in Temiscaming. So we encourage people to decorate, and there will be a small committee going through town and noting down people that have decorated and stuff like that, and we hope to pick winners out of it. There's going to be residential and commercial, so anybody that has a business is welcome to participate in this contest, as well as anybody who has a home. The last thing that I wanted to say is the Christmas season is upon us. It's important that we're safe out there, because there's going to be a lot of kids that'll be out of school and they'll be playing with their new toys outside, their new sleds and stuff like that. So I want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas, a happy and safe New Year, and thank you very much.
Alors, il me fait plaisir de vous présenter un compte-rendu de la réunion de hier qui s'est tenue le mardi le 10 décembre. Alors, nous avons eu d'abord au début l'acceptation du budget pour 2003, dont les revenus montent à 4 222 256, avec des dépenses de 4 170 000, qui nous laisse un excédent de 50 000 dollars qui a été projeté pour la prochaine année. Sur ça, naturellement, les gens veulent savoir si leur taux de taxe a augmenté. Non, il demeure à 1,40. Même chose pour les videurs.